Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Hi, j-fallon, and thank you very much for listening. So we're going to go through the article which outlines the outcome for the two police officers from New South Wales Police Force who were charged with assaulting a woman, an unarmed naked woman who was suffering from a mental episode. She's actually a she actually has schizophrenia, and so we talked about this story a few days ago, and the two officers had bashed her. They'd sprayed her with pepper spray, and so they've gone to court. And so this is the outcome of that story. Okay, so those two ex-police officers, were jailed for the shocking attack on this woman. So the two former constables have been jailed, and footage of the two former police officers relentlessly attacking and pepper spraying a naked, mentally ill woman has been released after the pair was sentenced to at least 3 years of jail. CCTV of the horrific attack was granted to the media after they fought a suppression order on the vision alongside other media outlets. I really do believe that when police officers are involved in incidents such as this, they should not be allowed. There should never be a suppression order considered. The public need to know, need to be able to see what's going on. They shouldn't even be considering a suppression order. So former senior constables Trautsch and Black, isn't it funny? His name's Black. He gets sentenced, goes to jail. Um, Christian White, who actually killed the person, doesn't. Anyway, it's just irony, I suppose. They were sentenced in Penrith District Court after pleading guilty to a series of assault charges over a welfare check involving a 48-year-old woman in January of 2023. Trautsch and Black arrived to the scene in Emu Plains. The woman was found bathing herself in a puddle on the street. So obviously she's going through a bit of a mental episode. The pair pepper sprayed the woman's genitalia, kicked her multiple times in the head and body, wow, and dragged her along the road by her hair. Well, they're just filthy animals, aren't they? The interaction was caught on their body-worn footage and CCTV. Black, who was additionally charged with sharing video of the incident to a colleague, was sentenced to a maximum jail term of 5 years and 9 months, with a non-parole period of 3 years and 3 months. Trautsch was sentenced to a maximum term of 5 years and 6 months, with a non-parole period of 3 years. In his sentencing, Judge Graham Turnbull, SC, labelled the offending as shocking and called the two officers' acts the most egregious breach of the law. The treatment of the victim was clearly brutal, he says. This is not a situation where there was an error of judgment. It's a bit of a clapback at Claire Nolans, I think, and Christian White, because their excuse for not sending him to jail was, it wasn't deliberate. There was no intent there. But the 95-year-old great great grandmother was still killed. So there's always that. The outcome was still just as brutal. Judge Turnbull found the former officers deployed 2 cans of pepper spray onto the woman out of the blue to inflict pain to the victim. The judge also found it was entirely likely the men deliberately pepper sprayed the woman's genitalia to inflict maximum pain. What kind of idiots are these? How did they get through the recruitment process? How did they end up working together? And New South Wales, I hope New South Wales Police Force are going through previous jobs that these two have attended together, because how did this can't have been the first time that they've just gone to a job and thought, you know what, they've both got the same frame of mind to think, well, we're going to get out and we're just going to pull our sprays and spray her and kick her, bash her, mistreat her. This can't be the first time. They need to go back and look at other incidents that they've attended and see what else. Because how did they come to the conclusion, the two of them together, that this was appropriate behavior? They must have, in my mind, they probably done this or similar behavior to this before and just not being caught. He is just kicking the snot out of that woman. And there's another police officer in the footage. There's another police officer, third officer, just standing there holding a blanket or something, I suppose, ready to go to. And they're dragging her. Well, there's other officers there on an ambulance. So that might be an ambulance officer as well. Holding it, just kicking. Wow. Can't watch any more of that. That's fairly brutal stuff. So there was the ambulance was standing there watching, and they're just one's holding her hand, dragging her around, the others they're just both just kicking her. Just relentlessly kicking her. Like I said, New South Wales Police Force need to be looking into other incidents that they have attended. This cannot be the first time. They can't have just gotten to this job and decided then and there, this is the kind of way, this is the way that we will behave. I'd be willing to bet that they've done something similar to this before. They've come to the conclusion a lot earlier on in their careers that this is the kind of behaviour that's acceptable in the New South Wales Police Force. Anyway, it's a good outcome. They're actually going to jail. And like I said, these suppression orders that the police, that the government always want to, try and enforce, they're ridiculous. It shouldn't even be considered in my mind. But it's good to see them going to jail. Well deserved. They probably deserve more time, to be honest, when you see that footage. Anyway, my name's j-fallon. Please like and share. Give me a comment. Tell me what you think. Thanks for listening. Please check out my music. You've been on my mind. Still see the way you move. Your body shimmers in that little black dress as you walk across the room.